A question I often get is how long should I spend studying for the FE exam? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year? What is the perfect time frame for me to study and actually pass this test? No fluff, but the hard, honest truth. Now, most people think I need at least 6 months to study for the FE exam. And that sounds like a safe amount of time, but I think it's actually a big mistake. And in most cases, 6 months leads to burnout, inconsistency, and failure when it comes to studying. Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph. I run FE Exam Prep Solutions. I passed my Civil FE and PE exams on my first try, and I'm here to share my strategies with you so you can pass your exams and your FE exam on your first try as well. Now, in my opinion, and in my promise on this channel, is that 3 months or 90 days is actually the ideal time frame to pass the FE exam. Not exactly because it's easier, but because that time frame forces focus, structure, and consistency that is not achievable in a 6 month or longer time frame. So right now I'm going to compare the two possible paths. The person who studies for 6 months for the FE exam and someone who takes my 90-day or 3 month approach to studying. And I'm going to give you an example why the 90-day approach actually comes out on top. For the 6 month approach, they start out strong, but in the back of their mind, they know they have plenty of time. So they study inconsistently. They skip days here or there. They forget some of the earlier topics that they studied months ago, and they lose that urgency that they had in the beginning. And what exactly does this result in? It results in burnout, scattered knowledge, low retention, and often failure. Now, in the 3 month approach, there's a clear deadline, a consistent schedule, a very high urgency because that test date is always approaching, and a repeated exposure to problems. And we don't have the issue of forgetting topics that we studied months and months ago. It all stays fairly fresh. So the result is better retention, better focus, and absolutely better execution. Studying for the FE exam is not about how much time you have, it's how effectively you use the time that you have until your test day. Too much time actually hurts people. When I studied for my FE and PE exams, I did some preliminary looking at the specifications and study materials, but for both exams, I spent 3 months studying hard. And it was much better to spend 3 months focused in on that goal of passing the exam than spending an undefined time or a time frame greater than 6 months and trying to stay motivated for that entire time frame. It's very easy to say 90 days, I'm taking this exam. Let's build our plan and let's go for it. It's easy for you to stay motivated because you know that there is an end in sight. With the 6 month plan, it's too long. There's too many life changes. There's too many things that can happen in the meantime, and not enough pressure to study day after day. For example, in a 90-day plan, if you skip 2 or 3 days of studying, that is a lot of time. You have lost a lot in terms of doing practice problems and studying the material that most definitely will hurt you and be detrimental on the exam. But if you have a 6 month time frame, skipping a couple days doesn't feel very consequential, and it becomes easier and easier to do in that study period. It's just not looming on the horizon close enough for you to feel like it's that important. So the problem of retention is also real. For 6 months, just think of when you were taking courses back in college and you had to study for finals week or a midterm. Even material 1 or 2 months ago seemed distant and required review. In a 6 month FE study plan, you're going to be doing a lot of double studying something early in the process and then having to review it again and again. That is absolutely wasting time and something that you will not do in a 3 month or 90-day study period. Now, I'm not saying 6 month study periods are bad for all people. There's some people who have taken their college courses a long time ago and need ample time to study and review those topics. But for most students coming out of college and studying for the FE, enough of that information is fresh enough that you don't need a time frame that is that long. You need a focused, shorter time frame to compress that knowledge and not waste your time double or triple studying topics. What makes the 3 month plan work is a structured topic order, daily and weekly problem reps, focused review of your weak areas, and the FE handbook familiarity. And without a system, even 6 months won't save you. Stacking more time on a bad system is just going to be more practice in a bad situation than a structured system to get you to pass. So, do you want to be person A that spends 6 months of random studying and is inconsistent and has a high chance of failure? Or person B who goes hard for 10 to 12 weeks with a structured system with consistent reps and then passes? And all of a sudden, their FE exam is in the rearview mirror. So, if you're planning for your exam, don't stretch your timeline. Don't try to overcompensate bad study habits, lack of focus with more time. That's not playing it safe. That's just hoping more time will make up for a bad system. Commit to a focused 3-month plan instead. If you want a structured 90-day plan to pass the FE exam, download my free guide below to get an idea of what it could look like for you. And if you want a custom structured plan with support, coaching, and accountability, I suggest you apply to my 90-day FE exam system down below if you're looking for direct help and you want to put your exam in the rearview mirror and move on with your career. More time doesn't exactly mean better results, but better structure does. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.